Assalamu alaikum. Today on Noran Academy, we discuss the amanah of algorithms. If you benefit, please support by subscribing and sharing as a sadaqah. Think about this for a second. Right now, somewhere in the world, a piece of code is deciding whether someone gets a loan to buy home or, to start that business they've been dreaming about. And at the very same time, another algorithm is sifting through literally thousands of resumes, deciding who even gets a shot at an interview, who gets the chance to build a career. And in these huge, life-changing moments, there's no court to appeal to. There's no jury of your peers. A lot of the time, you don't even get an explanation, just a decision, delivered by a machine. Now, the world might call this efficient, but our faith, it compels us to ask a much, much deeper question. Is it truly just? And that right there is the central question we have to confront as technology shifts from being just a tool to being a powerful decision maker. You see, when technology makes decisions that affect human lives, ethics aren't just a nice to have. They are absolutely essential. This kind of power is a sacred trust. It's an amanah. And when we place that trust in an unseen judge, we have to ask, how is it being guarded? This isn't some new 21st century problem. Our tradition has always understood a fundamental truth. Power without rules, without a framework of justice and accountability, well, it has never ended well. The very same principles that governed trade and leadership for centuries must now govern code. So, where does the flaw lie in all this? Is the technology itself unethical? The answer is no, not really. The problem isn't the algorithm, it's the human behind the code. The flaw is found in the values, or the lack of values, that we embed within these systems. And this is where we see the core conflict, right? The tech world often prioritizes profit, speed, and efficiency. Our faith, on the other hand, calls us to prioritize justice, wisdom, and mercy. Look, algorithms don't have values, but people do. And if people of principle don't set the rules for technology, you can be absolutely sure that people of power and profit will. So how does this actually happen? Well, first, AI learns from the data we give it. It isn't just born with knowledge. Second, that data is often just a mirror of our societies, reflecting all of our biases and historical injustices. And here's the crucial point. When we automate decisions based on that biased data, we're simply automating injustice, but now at a speed and a scale we've never seen before. Let's be perfectly clear. This is not progress. It is not innovation. It is amplified harm, and it's locking our societal problems into the future with the cold logic of code. So what's the solution? Well, we find it not in some new philosophy, but in a timeless one. Islam has never opposed strength or progress, but it has always, always insisted on regulating it with guiding principles that protect humanity. And these principles are truly future-proof. First, any system we build must uphold human dignity. Second, it must ensure fairness and justice, even when it's inconvenient. Third, there has to be accountability for the consequences. And fourth, it must stick to that foundational rule: do no harm. Think of these as the essential guardrails for a just technological future. So this brings us to the call to action. This is not just some theoretical discussion. It is a profound responsibility for our time. And this responsibility falls particularly on those of us who actually understand these systems. If you work in technology, you carry a unique responsibility to ask the hard questions. Before you build, before you deploy, ask, who truly benefits from this? Who is potentially harmed or excluded? And maybe most importantly, who is held accountable when it inevitably goes wrong? These questions are not anti-technology. They are profoundly pro-humanity. Just imagine a future where Muslim engineers, data scientists, and founders are leading the conversation on ethics, not as voices on the outside complaining about the systems that exist, but as architects on the inside, setting new standards for what is acceptable and what is not. To prepare for this role, we need two things. First, technical mastery, so we understand where bias gets in and how decisions are automated. But that alone is not enough. We also need moral clarity. We have to study our ethical tradition, understand what true responsibility means, and build the courage to act upon it. Because here is the real test of character. The hardest part of ethics isn't just identifying what's wrong. The true difficulty lies in having the courage to refuse to participate in it, even when there's pressure to do otherwise. At the heart of this entire discussion is that beautiful and profound Islamic concept of amanah. An amanah is a sacred trust. It's a responsibility that has been given to you, for which you are ultimately accountable not to a manager, not to a CEO, but to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we see the world through this lens, everything changes. The knowledge you have is an amanah. The power you wield is an amanah. And therefore, the technology you build is also a profound amanah. The final challenge, then, is a shift in our fundamental question. While the world of technology asks, can we build this? Our tradition demands that we first ask, should we? Ultimately, the future will be shaped by the rules we write today. So as you go forward, hold on to those key questions. Who benefits? Who is harmed? And who is accountable? Because the most powerful, most impactful, and most enduring code is not written in Python or C++. It is written in character. Presented and created by Neuron Studio.